So just wanted to do our go around for our debrief. How was the experience? And sort of we have just, without reflection, just sort of what did you like? What would you wish for? And sort of any sort of feedback on the circle. So just want to go around. I guess I can start. I always get a lot out of the circles. I always learn, and so again, as sort of a second part, in half an hour we start the facilitators training number 4. It's the last part, and I'm thinking of next week doing a like a facilitators support group. So if you're wanting to take part in being a facilitator, there'd be a space. Maybe we can have every week or every couple of weeks you can come together and just talk about experiences with trying to host empathy circles. So I did want to put that out there and just see if there's any interest in that. So otherwise, yeah, I really appreciate everyone's sharing, especially like Alex, I really appreciate the sharing of apprehensions and just concerns kind of in what's sort of real for people. So there's a real space for that here in the circle, and it brings it to the present moment, and I really appreciate that. So that's it for me. Anyone else want to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I appreciate the feedback, and I feel safe. I know I'm passionate. My job required me to kind of be an extrovert or to kind of create that structure in the absence of. So I'm trying to live in polite society now. And so but my improvement goal is to be passionate, to be who I am, but also not in a way that's threatening to others. So you all have helped me a great deal today. So thank you.
Just go ahead and jump in, Alex. I see.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I really enjoy like just a chance to kind of like, I don't know, almost just kind of look at like what's going on in your head at that exact moment, like in the moment, and just kind of just actually tell that to people. Because in conversation, I feel like in most conversations I have, there's a lot going in my head, but it's not really necessarily acceptable to verbalize it. And so there's this like layer of like all these thoughts that I have, apprehension or confusion or whatever, and I just have to kind of live with all of them in my head. And so it's nice here to be able to just be like, hang on, like pause the conversation because like I feel apprehensive for whatever reason. So it's just like very refreshing to just kind of like be able to share it in the moment as opposed to having to like hold it all. So I really enjoyed that. I think as like, I mean, this is only my second time here in a while, but it would be cool if there was some more sense of focus or something. I don't know how that would happen, but I think I would enjoy it if I felt a little distracted, I guess, today. Everyone sort of has their own thoughts on it, and it's a very broad subject of like bridging social divides, and it was enjoyable, like connecting with everybody. But I felt sort of unfocused and distracted some of the time, and trying to follow all the different threads of what people were saying. So I don't know practically if there's something to be done about that, but I guess that's feedback.
Okay, great. Yeah. Carolina, would you like to?
Well, for me, it's too bad that we have to end our call because when I was listening to you, a lot of ideas came to my mind. So it's a pity we have to end because I would like to talk more about this topic. But one thing is more technical. When Edwin mentioned about this, about Rosenberg, how he was preparing the mediation, and that occurred that preparing took a year, well, mediation lasted for 2 days or few days.
Yeah.
And that's something that came to my mind, that probably I would like to learn how to facilitate empathy dialogue, but it came to me that probably this preparing to dialogue, preparing both sides or many sides to this empathy dialogue should be a part of it, because this is a very important thing, how to motivate and how to prepare participants to this dialogue. This is something that can kind of it's even more important than it looks to me. Like it's more important than the dialogue by itself, almost like that. Okay, dialogue is very interesting, but preparing people to be kind of mentally, emotionally able to participate, that's important. For me, I was watching, observing your profile on Facebook for more than a year before I decided to try. And my preparation was also kind of engagement in Meta Center for Nonviolence in Petaluma and other things I was doing about nonviolence. So it was kind of preparing myself to kind of attitude when I felt, okay, I'm ready. Well, it was also a problem with my language skills because I don't speak very well English, and I still have problems sometimes with understanding or expressing myself. But also it was kind of finding the right attitude. And this is a vast part of empathy dialogue. It seems to me a vast part of empathy dialogue.
Yeah, just to add to that, we have like the speaker role, the listener role, the facilitator role, and there's the producer or coordinator role, the role of the person that brings it all together. And sometimes the facilitator is that, but they can also be separate. So we're adding that as like a lesson in training, like how to be a producer or coordinator of empathy circles. So I've been learning more and more. It's huge. It's a big part. Yeah. So okay, thanks, Jyoti.
Thanks for letting me jump in and participate as I could today. I'm just grateful to be able to belong in however I can.
Will you be able to join the training group again? You said you might have to work. Today's the last session for the module.
Yeah, I have to watch my text to see if they call me in. But if they don't call me, I'll be here.
Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you, everyone. And we'll stop the recording for